Subject Financial Management Part 3 TYBCAF. Topic Fundamental Analysis. Third unit. Third unit will directly come in the external exam. Till 2 units, till first and second unit, you have to study for internal exam. In third unit, we will study the condition of industry, macroeconomic factors, what is the current situation of market, and how it is affecting the company, how it is affecting the company's raw material cost, its profits. So entire economy we can examine with the tools of ratio analysis, trend analysis, uh, economic and industry company analysis. So what is fundamental analysis? Analysis of economy, industry and company constitutes the main activity in the fundamental approach to security analysis and can be viewed as different stages in investment decision making process. So as you can see, the small circle is a company, circle above a small circle is industry, and there are many companies in one industry. Take an example of automobile companies. There are many automobile companies. All company analysis will be done in the industry analysis. Overall industry performance we can check with this circle. And last circle is a big circle, that is economy. So overall economy is affected by macroeconomic factors like inflation, unemployment, income of consumers. Okay, so economic analysis is a big analysis. We are going to check GDP of the country and government policy related to direct tax and indirect tax. We will check the taxation system, and we will also check how RBI is changing the money supply, what policy changes they are making, and how it is affecting the company. So we can measure the economic activity with the GDP, that is gross domestic product. That is the value of final goods and services consumed in the country, produced and consumed in the country. Okay, level of production in the economy, that is GDP. Okay, and what is the interest rate going on? If I'm investing in fixed deposit, what interest I'm getting? Only 5% or 4.5% I'm getting interest on fixed deposit, right? And senior citizens are getting 5.3. So around 5% we are getting on investment in fixed deposit. So fixed income market is giving very low interest rate. It is not attractive interest rate. Government policies, you can check the macroeconomic factors. Government policies related to taxation system, there is too much paperwork till now. Fiscal policy, how government is spending that tax revenue amount, proper management should be there. Okay, saving and investments, proper amount of investment should be saved. Domestic saving and domestic investment in a country is also measured within fundamental analysis. Okay, which industries are getting exemption? Now as you know that those who are exporting goods, they have IGST exempt. They can uh, they can export the goods and the tax is exempted by the government. So that is one concession given to exporters. And they will also check the demographic factors like what is the occupation, what is the literacy, population by age, occupation, and literacy. And these factors have direct impact on the economy of a country. So there is a three-tier analysis. Three-tier analysis depict that company performance dependent not only on its own effort but also on the general industry and economic factor. Okay. एग्रीकल्चर एंड मॉनसून, जब भी आप देखोगे सीजनल प्रोडक्ट होता है हमारा, तो एग्रीकल्चर और मॉनसून के वजह से बहुत बड़ा इफेक्ट पड़ता है। मॉनसून की वजह से एग्रीकल्चर के ऊपर बहुत इम्पैक्ट होता है। ठीक है। एंड अ गुड मॉनसून लीड्स टू हायर डिमांड फॉर इनपुट्स and results in bumper crops. So this is analysis under measure of economic activity. GDP, you can measure economic activity with GDP, gross domestic product, total value of all final goods and services newly produced within the country boundaries and with domestic factors of production. Land, labor, capital, मशीनरी, ये सब यूज करके हम लोग अपना प्रोडक्शन जो करते हैं वो जीडीपी के अंदर काउंट होता है। इन्वेस्टमेंट रेट्स इन एफडीज, in fixed income market interest rate is 4 to 5%. Government policies, fiscal policies related to taxation, how the amount is spent by government when they earn some revenue, how they are spending that amount. Monetary policy in the form of changing SLR and CRR. Central bank changes the money supply through variety of policies. Saving and investment, domestic saving in a country and investment in economy. That means economic investment like setting up of new factories for employment, saving and investment. Next is price level and inflation, that will also affect the economy of a country. If monsoon is bad, agriculture production will suffer. Concession given to exporters, they have tax exempt, GST exempt for all the exporters. Demographic factors, age, occupation, and literacy of the population. Now, if we talk about the industry, we have done the big circle, completed the big circle of economic analysis. Second big circle is industry analysis, and last small circle is company analysis. So big circle we have completed. What are the factors? 10 factors under the economic analysis. Okay, we have 10 points. Now the second phase is industry analysis. The objective of this phase is to provide information about best industry in which investments can be made. So we are finding out which industry is very nice, how we can earn more profits. Pharma and online services, all information technology sector, they are growing very well. So there is a rapid growth in pharma stocks, in IT stocks, because demand is increasing for the new products, new softwares. So many new businessmen are entering into the field of pharma sector and IT sector because they witness the growth. They witness the growth in this sector, and they get a good profits in pharma. EIC, full form of EIC is Economic, Industry and Company Analysis of a Company. EIC abbreviation is, full form is Economic, Industry and Company Analysis. The person conducting EIC analysis examines the condition of entire economy, determines the most attractive industries in the light of economic conditions, and they will point out the final company which is best for investment. What are the steps we can take for industry analysis? Study of industry life cycle, study of structure, characteristics of an industry, study of industry life cycle, pioneering stage. This is the first stage of a new product, introduction stage. Many entrepreneurs enter the field, but only a few entrants may survive at this stage. Second stage is growth stage. At this stage, you witness too much demand for your product. People are aware about this product, and due to competition, the market share of companies keep fluctuating during this stage. Third stage is maturity and stabilization. After enjoying super profit for so many years, अब जब आपका ग्रोथ स्टेज था, आपने बहुत ज्यादा एबनॉर्मल प्रॉफिट्स एंजॉय किया, आपके प्रोडक्ट का डिमांड बहुत ज्यादा था, जैसे ही कुछ न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स मार्केट में एंटर हुए तो आपके प्रोडक्ट्स ऑब्सोलीट हो गए. So when your product gets obsolete, there is no innovation in the product, no changes are made in the product. So at this stage, you are going to get stabilized sales. Your sales will not increase, that will be constant. And next stage will be the poor performer stage. You are winding up your business because you are making losses, because there is no demand for your product. When there is no demand for your product, you will stop your business. That means you will wind up the business. So this is study of industry life cycle. So life cycle means introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage and the decline stage. किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को पहले इंट्रोडक्शन स्टेज में, फर्स्ट टाइम जब न्यू प्रोडक्ट आता है तो उस टाइम पे सरवाइव करना डिफिकल्ट होता है. सेकेंड स्टेज में जैसे ही प्रोडक्ट अच्छा है, लोगों ने एक्सेप्ट किया, तो ग्रोथ स्टेज आ जाती है. कंपनीज कैन सेल many goods and services at this stage. Okay, third is maturity and stabilization stage. At this stage, industry is fully developed and there is maturity. That means sales are constant, it will not increase exponentially. Last is the decline stage, when the product is obsolete in the market and companies getting winding up of their business. That is the main problem at the decline stage. Next is study of structure of the industry and nature of competition. Number of firms in the industry and market share of top few firms in the industry. So we want to know the top 5 companies in the industry. What is the policy of in the industry, whether they have to take a license from the government. Next is entry barriers, if any, pricing policies of the firm, degree of homogeneity or differentiation among the products, competition from foreign firms, comparison of product of the industry with substitutes in terms of quality, price, appeal, and functional performance, demand prospects, major customers and their requirement, key determinants of demand, degree of cyclicity in demand, expected rate of growth in the future, cost, efficiency, and profitability, productivity of labor, proportion of key cost elements, namely raw material, labor, energy, and overheads, turnover of inventory, receivables, and fixed assets, control over the prices of output and input, behavior of prices of input and output in response to in response to inflation. प्राइजेस बढ़ जाती है इन्फ्लेशन से ना, इसलिए भी प्रॉफिट्स कम हो जाते हैं, कंपनी के कॉस्ट बढ़ जाती है, प्रॉफिट्स कम हो जाते हैं. ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट, ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट एंड नेट प्रॉफिट मार्जिन, return on assets, earning power, and return on equity. With these ratios, they can calculate the efficiency of a company. So, what are the efficiency and profitability ratios? Profitability बोला तो gross profit, net profit margin, and operating profit margin. अगर efficiency या efficiencies ratio निकालना होगा तो return on asset, earning power, and return on equity you can calculate. Technology and research, degree of technological stability, research and development, research and development cost, outlay means cost, as a percentage of sales. रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट के वजह से सेल्स बढ़ा है अगर, तो वो भी आपको मेजर करना है. प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ सेल्स ग्रोथ एट्रीब्यूटेबल टू न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स. न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स के वजह से ओल्ड प्रोडक्ट्स भी सेल हो रहे हैं, ऐसा भी होता है कभी कभी. नेक्स्ट इज कंपनी एनालिसिस. Every industry has more than one company. You can scan the companies of those industry. We will identify the best company in each industry. So with company analysis, we can study the variables which influence the future price of a company's share. It is an assessment of company's competition position, earning capacity, and profitability. Now, frequently we are using some ratios. These are the ratios we are using: ratio analysis, trend analysis, fund flow, common size, and technical analysis. करंट रेशो सबसे ज्यादा यूज होता है. करंट रेशो because it comes under liquidity ratio, debt equity ratio. Liquidity ratios are useful for suppliers. जो हमें goods supply कर रहे हैं उनके लिए liquidity ratios बहुत ज्यादा important है. Quick ratio, working capital ratio, Liquidity ratios, company's ability to convert its assets to cash and pay off the obligations without any difficulty, without any delay. If you can pay your obligations, जो भी liabilities है, अगर अब वो difficulties नहीं हो रही है और आप ध्यान से टाइम से पेमेंट कर रहे हो, तो लिक्विड रेशो आपका अच्छा आएगा. You have more assets, less liabilities, because you are paying your liabilities on time, right? So current asset and current liability standard ratio is 2:1. If it is more than 2:1, then it is good. Okay. This ratio is useful to all the stakeholders, those who are giving you money or they are working with you. Okay. Employees who are working in the company, they want to know what is the company's liquidity ratio, how company is managing assets and liabilities. You want to check asset and liabilities management, you can check working capital management ratio. How company is using the sources of fund and how company is running the business, whether they are paying their liabilities on time or not, you will come to know from the current ratio. Okay, so suppliers will give credit to those companies who are having a good current ratio and quick ratio. Similarly, we have solvency ratios. Solvency ratio examples are debt equity. यहाँ पे देखो लिखा है, क्या हम अपना इंटरेस्ट टाइम पे कर सकेंगे? Whether company can pay the interest on debt on time, interest coverage ratio, what is the profit company is making, and what is the interest they are paying, they are going to pay in future. Okay, they have already taken a loan, they have borrowed money from the market, how they are going to return that loan and interest amount. We are going to check their profits, right? पैसा देने के लिए इनफ्लो होना चाहिए, आउटफ्लो करने के पहले इनफ्लो होना चाहिए. आप लोन के बदले लोन नहीं ले सकते हो. डेट एसेट रेशियो, व्हाट इज द लोन अमाउंट एंड व्हाट इज द टोटल एसेट. Okay, these are the ratios, solvency ratios: debt equity, debt asset, and interest coverage ratio. Now next ratio is profitability. Profitability means how well a company can generate profits in future. Return on equity, return on equity, return on assets, gross margin ratio, return on capital employed, etc. Coverage ratios. These ratios include time interest earned ratio, debt service coverage ratio. Under coverage ratios, debt service coverage ratio and interest earning ratio. Dividend yield, PE ratio, price earning per share, dividend payout ratio. These are market prospect ratios.